26A, 18, Part 13, Alien Messages, Arecibo, Chilton, Binary Code, Pictographs, Wow Seti. There's the alien radio signal. And we're going to, in this video, I'm going to look at constructing 6-fold helix, ligoribonucleotide, nucleic acids research, 1992, paper, RNA, double helices, single-stranded synthesis, biological activities, oligoadenylate, antiviral drug, strange molecules, RNASE L system, Deoxyribonucleosides, thermal stability, DNA, infectious agents, PCR, origin of life, experiments in 1980s, Leslie Orgel, polymerize 2 forms, chemical earth abductees, response version, Arecibo message, gray alien, ill, chronic fatigue, immune systems, genetic coding, Chilbolton pictogram, scientists perturn, model, message radio, frequencies, amateur radio, triple helix DNA, Chilbolton glyph, Arecibo message, Drake Sagan, binary message, 1974, Arecibo transmission, coded description, terrestrial DNA, Rohn keyword research line 26, Wow Seti data. January 9, 2012 is when I was working on it, and it is 2 years later in May 2014. Quotes from the blog. In any case, there is no other plausible way of constructing a 6-fold helix as indicated. Association of a 2-foot, 5-foot ligoribonucleotides, nucleic acids research, 1992. So this is a PDF paper. I don't know if that's the year that it was based on, 1685 to 1690, or what that means. This paper shows that 2-foot, 5-foot linked RNA will form double helices but prefers to remain single-stranded. Synthesis and biological activities of a 2-foot, 5-foot oligoadenylate, nucleic acids research, 1995. No, I guess that isn't the year. Those are the page. Oh, that's the page numbers. I'm sorry. This paper explores the use of 2-foot, 5-foot RNA as an antiviral drug. It seems we have been exposed to such strange molecules in the past and have evolved an interferon RNA L system against them. 2-foot, 5-foot linked Deoxyribonucleosides, thermal stability, nucleic acid research, 1997. This paper shows that 2-foot, 5-foot DNA will form a double helix with RNA but not DNA. Hence, any 2-foot, 5-foot infectious agents would not be detectable by PCR. Recall that origin of life experiments in the 1980s by Leslie Orgel found that RNA would often polymerize into 2 different forms, namely 2-foot, 5-foot versus 3-foot, 5-foot, and it was a mystery to chemical evolutionists why 3-foot, 5-foot was favored on Earth. Note that many abductees, remember the central figure in the response version of the Arecibo message looks like a classic gray, remain ill with chronic fatigue, which generally includes a high level of RNASE L, just as if their immune systems have been activated by contact with the 2-foot, 5-foot RNA. So they actually start forming a different type of DNA in their bodies. The clear implication is that 2-foot, 5-foot RNA may represent an alternative system of genetic coding to 3-foot, 5-foot RNA or DNA as found on Earth, and that the makers of the Chilbolton pictogram wished us to understand that fact, emphasis added. Whether a secret band of elite scientists could hoax such a result seems doubtful, since 2-foot, 5-foot nucleic acids are mentioned rarely in the literature, and nowhere does it say that they form a single-stranded helix with 6 bases per turn. That I found only recently by painstakingly constructing an accurate model, so he figured it out himself. If the message is authentic, one must wonder whether it was sent by a radio some time ago yet not made public. Finally, let me suggest a return message that could open communication rapidly. I suggest that you ask people all around the world to write the following in deserts, beaches, forests, and crops in all frequencies of amateur radio: 2-foot, 5-foot, 6, 3, 5, 10, or simply 6, 10 if they are lazy. But the full message is better. If the single triple helix DNA representation, the Chilbolton graph, seems confusing, it is no more so than the Arecibo message itself. The intensive examination of Drake and Sagan's original binary message by so many on the internet has now turned up certain puzzling errors in the original 1974 Arecibo transmission. Most but not all of these seem to be concentrated in the coded description of terrestrial DNA. So Rohn, www.bookoftheroth.com, and the data continues in the next video. Thank you for watching.